Hey everyone, it's Elijah here. I wanted to make another video today. Right now it's 12:43 a.m. So it's Tuesday where I live. But I wanted to come on and make this video. Yesterday, I had a pretty brutal wave. Horrific. No panic attacks, no anxiety attacks, but just this awful wave. And this has been going on for, well, let me back up. I had an episode about a week ago that lasted for a while. I had no clue what it was. Then I finally figured out it was nasal decongestion spray that I was using for my recovery. So I stopped using that. As soon as I stopped using that, I felt better. In the past couple days, including this weekend, I'd probably say starting on Friday morning of last week, I just started to get this anxiety out of nowhere. And I went with my wife to the beach to celebrate a friend's birthday. But before that, I found out some stuff with my dad, which he's fine. It just didn't put me in a good mood health-wise for him. Then we get out to the beach. We meet with our good friends out there at their beach house and had a great time. Did some karaoke that night and just relaxed. And the next day, on Saturday, another couple comes in the town that we know very well, and they're friends of ours. And she wasn't feeling good for a while, and we couldn't figure out what was up, so we all went out to eat, and something still didn't look right with her. Her whole face was flushed red. She had all the symptoms of high blood pressure, a lot, and that was verified earlier in the day. So I ran down to the little store, got her some aspirin, brought her back to her, and she took one. And we have another nurse friend that's with us, and it said, you have all the characterizations of having a stroke. So her husband took her to the hospital where they determined she was fine. It was a natural path medication that she was taking, a natural medication that she was taking to, help her live better. And I guess this natural medication spiked up her blood pressure really high, enough to go to the ER. So she's fine. So that was a relief. And we left on Sunday to come back home. And I got a text message that one of my second cousins on my dad's side passed away. And I knew she was in the United States Navy, an honorable veteran, retired, and she had anxiety. And just hearing that news kind of, added another layer of anxiety to me. Then on top of that, I found out, we're still waiting for the autopsy reports. But apparently she was having a panic attack or something, and she decided to do an ice bath and had a cardiac arrest. And, I'm not the coroner. I don't know what the autopsy is going to show, the results, but, with mental health, who knows, right? She was a really nice lady. She was 44 years old. She had a daughter, and and then in my mind, I'm thinking, oh no, anxiety, ice bath, and all these little anxieties started to build at me. We got home, and I was kind of back in this state of not depersonalization, derealization, but I was kind of out of it a little bit. Um, so I told my wife, hey, I'm going to go over to the mall, grab a bite to eat, um, etc. So we did that and got to the restaurant. I couldn't eat anything. I think I had miso soup and a water and a couple edamame beans. Um, Still didn't feel that great. So came home, massaged in the massage chair, and took my meds and went to bed. And woke up to work. And from the morning I woke up until 4 p.m. today, I laid in bed working. I was starting to get some feelings of this monophobia again, just very light traits of it, which is the fear of being alone. Um, no, no panic attacks, nothing like that. Just an inner, you know, anxiety feeling that's just in here, in your gut. And it really got to me today. But luckily, I stayed busy with work and everything. I finally went out with my wife again tonight because I wanted to get out of the house in the beautiful weather and just see the, see the sun. Get your mind off stuff, right? That's the best remedy you can do. And then came back home and had to do some work tonight. And I already took my meds. I'm calm, but I just don't know where this wave's coming from. I really don't. I haven't made any big changes or anything. And, our minds ruminate a lot, right? We ruminate about thoughts. And I knew I was falling back into a kind of something that happened years ago by ruminating on Google, right? Googling this stuff, ChatGPT, but after I did that for like an hour, I'm like, stop. Like, you're not doing anything to help, right? What's ruminating doing for you? Nothing. So I just couldn't wait for this day to wind down and be done with, because I'm absolutely sick of days like this that are beautiful. I gotta work, but I can't really function. I was in meetings and stuff, but it's so debilitating. And I get a feeling it's gonna pass soon. I haven't made any drastic changes to nothing, so I don't have no clue what could be causing this. My only guess is from these stressors in life, right? Like worry, 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 worry. And worrying is a normal part of life. And we have to keep telling ourselves that. There's going to be things that we see on the news that might really work up our nervous system. There might be personal family things you have going on that are going to work you up. And it's a tough place to be in because we can't hide from the real world. Things happen. And I kept having to tell myself that today. And I turned into this guy that couldn't believe myself here and there. And even the words I tell you all, I couldn't believe them in that moment. But I finally got a little window of clarity this afternoon where I'm like, Elijah, think about all the videos you're making and every person you talk to and the message that you pass along, and that it is positivity, reassurance, and stay on course. Keep your faith. And that helped me a little bit when I thought about you all in the window. It's just really hard, as you all can imagine, when we have windows, like everything we know and that we know is true, everything that we know that's true is just thrown out the window, right? Because this imbalance of GABA and all these other items are just off whack, right? And I'm not talking about chemical imbalance. There is no such thing as a chemical imbalance. I'm talking about a natural balance of our own regulatory system in our body that creates homeostasis. You're talking GABA, glutamate, um, serotonin, melatonin, um, we dopamine. We have all these things in our body, right? And it's just finding the balance of them, and it's so difficult when you go through a wave. And I just want to rant right now because this wave is freaking annoying. I don't want it, and the thoughts it brings with me are not good. Not dangerous thoughts. Not dangerous thoughts. Just they're not good thoughts because everything's negative. And I ruminate about the news. I ruminate about this. I ruminate about that. Um, where it completely takes up your whole day. Um, and that day was yesterday for me. Um, and the whole you can't eat stuff. I'm so tired of the whole losing the appetite thing. It's beyond annoying. But like I say in my other videos, you know, you have to push through. You got to push through. You know, you have to be there for you. And I'm here making these videos for you as to be a motivation to push through it. It may look like I'm perfect on my videos with my happiness, which, don't get me wrong, I'm a very happy guy and I'm a people person. But I have my days too. They're not really all bad. Most of my days are like there's something just hanging over your shoulder, but you don't exactly know what it is. But what I just had yesterday was not fun. Not fun at all. The cold sweats, the tingling in the hands and toes, and just, I think all this news that's been coming through to me has just did a little unwinding of what I wound back, and that's one thing we all have to remember is those things are going to happen in life, right? That's just, we got to face life. Bad things happen. And we get all these stresses all around. Like right now, I got stress inside of me still. But it is what it is. And I say that over and over. And I believe it and I know it's true. Because I've had so many windows, constant windows for long times. And I know when the lies start coming back into my brain, I know they're nonsense. They're not true. They're lies. This imbalance in the brain of your naturally occurring things, GABA, dopamine, glutamate, all these things, they get thrown out of whack too. And it's something we just have to deal with, But the objective here, especially going through a taper, is not to feel perfect. You're not going to feel perfect. The goal is to gradually go down. Not like this, boom. You want to taper like this, but if it's a straight line, you might have a little bump there, little bump there, little bump there. There's been times I had to updose by 2.5 milligrams for one day. But I keep my baseline dose when I'm tapering. And I just had to make this video. I just had to make this video of me ranting and talking and hoping other people no, I don't want to say that's mean. Let me rephrase that. I always hope you're not alone going through this, right? Which I know I'm not. And today I had I had some depression. I had a crying spell. So I filmed it because whenever I have certain things like that, I film it for my vlogs, just to look at, reflect upon when I'm in a window and I feel great. And I learn from those things, like what could have caused it. Um, so this is a big thing, y'all. It's a big journey for all of us. And the good news is all of us are going to get through this. That's the thing. We're going to keep smiling. We're going to stay happy. But unfortunately, I can't smile that good right now because my nose down to my tendon and it's completely stiff still. And everyone says, hey, you look like someone from Whoville. So if you don't know what Whoville is, go Google Whoville. Whoville. That'll tell you what you need to know. But this will start coming back to normal in a couple weeks. But thanks for listening to my rant. I just had to let it out. Yesterday was bad. And we're going to have bad days. You can't avoid the bad days. And bad days are I look at them as a gift, right? We have our life. We have family or friends or people we know that care about us. But I look at bad days as good days because the only way we learn is by going through days like that. And it's a reality check. It put me back in a reality check about what I'm battling and what this fight is for. In a way, I'm kind of glad I had that wave. And you know what? It's 1 a.m. now. When I wake up today, I might still be in it. I don't know. And if I am, you just got to write it. You got to write it. And you got to move on with life. This is how it works. But don't let it define you. Do not let the wave define you. Because everything your body's telling you in the wave, first of all, acknowledge it. Because you are feeling these things with your body and in your mind. They're real. But that does not mean they're truth. And I noticed everything today that I was thinking, feeling, depressed about, anxiety, was all lies. And it's amazing how powerful the brain is. And these drugs, right, that we're on. And I start thinking, if my brain is that powerful, it can also be powerful in a good way. And it can relearn the good ways. Our bodies are very sophisticated. And like I say in a lot of my videos, we're Christian. Well, I'm a Christian. I know many of you are. Some aren't. That's okay. The point I'm trying to make is our bodies are really good at healing themselves. And we have to give them time. We have to give our bodies patience. And no big adjustments. Don't change anything. Just talked to someone the other day who was having these problems from overseas, and I had to explain to him, don't jump around on your medications. Stick with your doses. Don't do quick changes, replacements, whatever, because your nervous system really picks up on that. So it's, I hope it got through to him. I think it did. It was a big discussion, but just wanted to make this video. This is just as much therapy for me as it is for you. So I can let it out. I might not seem as happy-go-lucky tonight, but you know what? That's okay. We can have a day, 2 days, a week, however long we need to feel better. And feeling better is coming for all of us. Just don't give up. Reach out, leave a comment, talk to people, find groups that we can talk to people that's a healthy environment. We get gaslit a lot in this, where people say we're making this stuff up. And unfortunately, we're not making it up. So you got to learn to accept that you're going to hear that stuff too, right? But you know deep down the truth, and we're the ones that are going to get through this battle together. We are all over the world. We don't know each other, but we are a family. So remember that. We're all a family for the same goal. So that's it, everyone. I'll be updating this channel more often with videos. Just a chit chat. Some people just want me to chit chat, and it's not all going to be fun and pretty all the time, but hey, that's how life works, right? So we'll see where it goes. What else do I have? What else did I want to say? I got nothing else, but so yeah, I'll talk to you all soon, all right? So be cool, love each other, and until the next time, take care of yourself, everybody. Talk to you soon. Peace.